Hi, this is Nayalla and this is part 3 of Love is the Antidote. So I am feeling a lot more comfortable with this video. The first two really pushed me out of my comfort zone and had me talking about things that I wouldn't normally talk about. This one really puts us back onto home turf for me, where I'm speaking and sharing about things that I kind of have already been doing. So first of all, I want to speak about the corruption of the divine feminine and healing family dynamics. So if we think of life in energetic terms equals the divine mother. So we have off the back of that potential. We have Mother Earth there as well, which is absolutely vibrating at that same energy, the Divine Mother. We have the seed of life, we have love, we have growth, we have abundance, and we have had on this planet, as I've shared many times, a knocking things out of balance. So we have been out of balance for a long time, and part of that is because we have had this repression of the divine feminine. So as we're going through this great awakening as a collective, we also have the rise of the divine feminine, which puts us into higher divine feminine. I want to speak a little bit about Mother Mary, because Mother Mary absolutely holds the same code, the same energetic of the Divine Mother and Mother Earth. So coming off the back of this Divine Mother, Mary, I'm speaking about just now, we have the Virgin, the Mother, and the Elder, which is the triple goddess. So that triple goddess energy can be found in Mother Earth and also the divine feminine energetics. So when women on Earth get to a certain stage in their life, they also hold the energetics of the triple goddess. And that allows us then to channel up energy from Earth and to bring that to the surface and to share the energetics of the higher divine feminine wisdom. So when we hold that energy, we are able then to connect with pure love in its truest sense, in its truest essence, the true energetics of unconditional love. It has been brought to my awareness through things that have happened in my own personal life, and also things that I've seen playing out on the physical plane as well, and interactions with humanity, really, that there's still a lot of confusion about what unconditional love really is. And as we tune in with the Divine Mother energetics, we will also be able to show others what true unconditional love really is, so that there's no confusion and that we can all tune in with that energy that is really wanting to make itself known and heard and seen on Earth at this time. So the flip side of that, so when we are in that place of feeling into the virus, and also understanding that this planet as a humanity, well, I wouldn't even say the planet, but humanity has been living from a place of very much left brain dominance. So very male energy, but not connected with the divine masculine energy, and not connected with the higher divine masculine energy. This is a very in some instances toxic male energy. So we will also have on the flip side, connected to the energetic virus, toxic femininity, sexual corruption, and sexual exploitation. We have no divine spark here, and there is no creation, and there's also not the ability to tune in with being a creator being as well. We've got a lot of things being done again, you know, sort of reinventing the wheel rather than creating something completely original. And you will have noticed as well, very often, many forms of originality have been pushed to the side or made fun of, or you know, just not really accepted. So that is all part of the energetic virus as well. We have no love, and we definitely have this out of balance. So that is also antichrist energy, and can also be known as anti-love energy. The Christ consciousness is very much all about the energetics of true love, and again, unconditional love. And if it is then that we go to a place of not loving, of closing our heart down, then that is very much the energetics of the virus. And also, when we close our heart down as well, I will say, you know, sometimes it's protection as well. When we are very, very sensitive beings, very empathic, because we see a lot of destruction and pain in the world, we don't want to feel it. It's not nice to feel those things. So we'll close down as well. But again, it is actually an energetic vibration ripple from the energetic virus. I want to speak a little bit about antimatter again as well. So antimatter can be defined as a material composed of the antiparticles or partners of the corresponding particles of ordinary matter. So what we have had playing out on Earth is that certain people have built a machine called a particle collider, and this is really the knocking things out of balance and exploring how you can keep two things apart. What I'm going to be speaking about is in terms of counterparts. So the divine masculine and the divine feminine. I do feel that the ripple effects of what has been explored with the particle collider has definitely had an implication of keeping the divine masculine and divine feminine apart. And obviously then we have this toxic energy of the feminine and masculine playing out on Earth as well. So we have, when we bring those two energies together, so the divine masculine and the divine feminine, we have expanding into higher consciousness. So we become balance within ourselves, and then we're able to form balanced connections and relationships with others. So 6 and 9 is been coming forward throughout this as an energetic. And if you think of 6 and 9 or 69, it equals family and harmony and health and compassion. So when I was very, very small and just started speaking, my mum and dad have both told me many times that I used to speak in numbers. I used to say lots of different number sequences, and my favourite numbers were 6 and 9. So as I've got older and researched and learned more about numbers and angel numbers and the energetics of numbers and number sequences, and I discovered that 6 and 9 together is family and harmony, it makes total sense that I would have looked in on the family and been like 6 and 9. But obviously they had no idea what I was talking about at the time. They just thought they were my favourite numbers, but I was clearly trying to communicate through numbers to them. So I want to share a little bit from my original notes about this as well. So I shared before about dark matter and light matter and how they really then play a part in bringing forward new Earth frequencies on Earth. And underneath that, in my original notes, I wrote, the galaxies are spinning too fast based on the gravity from visible matter alone, they shouldn't be able to hold themselves together. They should scatter their stars into the void. And then I've done a picture there. You can see what looks like a 6 and a 9 spinning around. So that is like the galaxy, and also the divine masculine, divine feminine going around and joining, the 6 and the 9. And then in the middle is formed what I feel would be the womb, where you have the spark of creation. Under the 69 there, I drew a black cube, because we definitely do have this cube energy around Earth at this time, which really represents the fact that we are in a very left brain dominant society and ruled world right now, which is obviously male dominant. Mother Earth is divine feminine energy, so it's really going against the energetics of the whole planet, which is knocking everything out. And as I've said, the universe and the divine mother template as well is all about bringing things back into balance, and that's really why we've got a lot of these things shifting right now. We've had to have chaotic energy, and then from that chaotic energy is going to be the birthing of something new that brings us back into balance. And I've said this many times, it's not going to be just a blink of an eye and everything is changed. It's going to take time. It's going to be in stages. But we all have to be aware of what has happened and how we got to this point. So if you think as well, what I've already shared before is about the friction and the movement. So we have the friction from the divine masculine and feminine energy, and the movement there as well, which creates a void. A void. And a void could also be thought of as the womb. And then we have a spark of life, a spark of creation. I also wrote more space equals more expansion, more dark energy equals accelerated expansion. And I shared this on the other video as well. Did we actually need the energetic virus, that dark energy, to push us into higher consciousness? Friction equals movement, and also contrast as well gives us that same movement. So now I want to speak about the corruption of the collective database energy, also known as the Akashic record. So there's been a lot of energetic pollution on Earth right now. It has affected our brain, it has affected our consciousness, but also if you think about the majority of people, when they're born, we are cut off from memory. We have had a memory wipe. We don't remember our soul's memories of past lives. We don't really have much to go on as far as humanity's history. We've been fed a story. Excuse me. We've been fed a story. We've been fed a narrative. And as we become more and more aware and more conscious, we're able to feel into that energetically and feel if it's right for us. You know, we intuitively know if it feels true to us or if it doesn't feel true. There's resonance there. So anything that has been fed to us that is a lie, the more awake we become, the more we tune into that resonance, if it feels right, if it feels good, if it feels pure. So I was also thinking about we've been cut off as well from nature, and trees in particular are record keepers. So with the influx of the energetic virus, from a young age, many are sort of programmed to, you know, live towards a more societal appropriate way of living. I think that's the right term there. And we've had this disconnect from nature as well. So we've got a memory wipe, we've got this disconnect from nature, and obviously then we have this disconnect from the Akashic records. As we awake, we remember, And we're able then to fix that connection back to the Akashic records. And by coming back into balance with nature as well, that helps us. So I was also thinking about the great philosophical debate that is ever ongoing of the nature versus nurture debate, and thinking about child killers and that debate. Are they born evil? And for me, this is just a personal view. I feel because we have had this energetic virus, which does have a huge detrimental effect on the brain, and does cause separation, and does lead to objectifying one another and doing these horrible things to one another, really closing off the heart. You could get, this child that has been raised in what would be deemed as a perfect family and given everything they could ever want, and they will still go and commit this crime. So I feel that it really is to do with the virus. I obviously, in certain circumstances, obviously it's going to be to do with how that child was raised, but the majority of the time it's going to keep coming back to that virus is going to be playing a part at some point here in the story, the energetic virus. And once we become more aware of that, and we're able to come into our heart a lot more, and we're able to really remember who we really are, then that sort of deemed evil acts and energetics is not going to be able to show itself on Earth anymore. It's not going to be possible for that vibration to exist on Earth, because we'll all have raised to a much higher level of consciousness. So the virus is really all about separation of the divine feminine and masculine, of families, communities, countries, humans with earth, humans with plants, humans with animals, humans with other life forms, our health and our harmony, all because we have this disconnect within ourselves. That's what the virus really causes, this disconnect. And what I say many times as well is a lot of us are just floating heads right now. We're using the brain, and not even to its full capacity either. It's just all top heavy, thinking, and forgetting the rest of the body. So we've got to bring everything back together, come back into the body, reconnect with ourselves, and then once we are in balance within ourselves, once we have balanced that divine masculine and feminine energy, we are then able to form a healthy relationship with ourselves and form healthy relationships with others. Then our family unit will be healed, our communities will come back together and be healed, our countries will come back together and be healed, humans will reconnect with Earth, and there won't be so much disrespect. We will have a better understanding of plants and how they interact with us, and same with animals and other life forms. We will be healthier because of it, and we will be in more harmony. So the awakening is the going through a process of transforming unbalanced light into balanced light. You could think of it in terms of a fully balanced human. Also, then we go into being a guide, or perhaps an earth angel, or a starseed. You always have that within you, but as you awaken, you realize you have the key or the code to the antidote. That then sparks the remembering that we have access to our full spectrum of light. We can also be known as light beings because we are lighting up from within, and then that light is expanding out. This, I heard a video a while ago and thought it was absolutely amazing. It's also that we are moving from Homo sapiens to Homo luminescens. I thought that was a great way of saying it, a great term. So we are transitioning from Homo sapien to Homo luminescens. And so once we come more into oneness and wholeness, that is also the antidote, because we are tuning in with pure love, the vibration of pure love. And also, as we come back into balance, that is also the antidote. So anywhere that you are out of balance, anywhere you see the world out of balance, under that will be the energetics of that energetic virus. When we come back into balance, that is us, really pushing out that virus. The more in tune we are with ourselves, we will push out that energetic virus as well. It'll have nowhere to go. And that is, again, tuning in with our light being template as well. The more light we can hold, the more space we can take up within that light, then the less space that energetic virus has to thrive. It can't get in there and start polluting our mind. It can't do its energetic pollution. It's got no space to play anymore, basically. So the collective are coming into balance, the light into darkness, and also we have an organic birthing into organic light, purity and truth. This is also the playing out of cause and effect. The more in balance we become, the more we will see that ripple out on earth. We will see a change in our reality. We will see the proof that the love is the antidote. We will feel it, we will sense it, we will taste it, we will see it, we will experience it. So what has been out of balance will find balance. And I want to speak a little bit about the yin and the yang sign as well, because I feel like that is either a key or a template from duality to the full spectrum of light as well, which then leads us to connect with rainbow codes and rainbow activations, where we become rainbow beings. So accessing our full spectrum of light, all the colors. We're not living from just a small place. It's full. It's everything. We get access to everything. Access to our memories. Access to our full spectrum of light. And that can also be thought in terms of perhaps rainbow warriors or rainbow people. We become the rainbow beings, the rainbow warriors, the rainbow people. We have those codes activated within us. So we will be at one with all the elements as well. And we will become beings carrying code or memory or remembering, or this could also be thought of in terms of self-actualizing. And then that brings us totally in alignment with the energetics of the age of Aquarius. So I'm going to leave this video here. I hope it has helped you and maybe spark some remembering or activations within yourself. I'll be back next week to share another video with you about this and how we can use the mind to help us as well, rather than we've just left it on autopilot. So certain programs have been inserted, we can actually become the programmers and start creating our own reality consciously. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm sending you so much love. I am wishing you a truly amazing day, whatever you decide to do, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. Goodbye for now.